Hello, Cedric and CJ here, CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax 31, Day 17. Day 17.
We're getting through it, y'all.
And although this event, because it's one less, it opened up with Kojima Satoshi against Great Khan. And she was like, should we watch? I said, no, just skip. She skipped right to the end, and Kojima was being walked off because he lost. Okay. So there you go. Great Khan got his match in. So G1 Climax round. So you got Yano Toru versus Ishii Tomohiro, and a well-known tag team. They won tag title, multiple times, and I think, both are former GBH. So I think both. I know Yano was in it.
Yeah, I don't know about Ishii.
Yeah, but they know each other very well. They know Yano's the cheater. Ishii's the one that takes advantage of the cheating and usually gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
That's how their tag team operated. Very good.
Yeah, it worked.
In G1 Climaxes, Yano, he's the spoiler. He can catch you at any given moment. CR Fire Pro modeled Vasa Vitaloto after him. Just not the same. I don't do what others do and just copy the moves. Nope. The only thing I modeled was going for the pin. That's it. Always trying to get the win. Can catch you at any given moment. Other than that, absolutely different. My guy fights. Y'all know in this, he just goes through his antics.
But Ishii, he you know how he does. He gets him in the ring and start talking trash, and he was talking trash to Yano, trying to get him to fight. Get up and fight. And it took a little bit, but Yano got up and fight, and let Ishii scratch that itch.
Yep, and Ishii was definitely scratching that itch. It was, and they went back and forth with those elbows, the ones and twos, and Ishii, Ishii was like, "I'm finally home."
Mm-hmm.
And Yano was giving it. And I've noticed Yano been losing weight. He's been getting, he's going to be more like Bobby Eaton, where you don't see any tone, but he is like rock solid. That's what Yano is basically going to be like.
Probably getting ready for a tag league, I bet.
Yeah. Or just want to get healthy, get in shape, They
ought to tag up.
They should, because they make a great tag team.
But Yano came back using a lot of his amateur wrestling throws, and said it was commenting about how quick he is. He can snatch you up and toss you aside fairly quickly. And it's not suplexes; they're like throws.
I like it. I think it's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Yano getting, he got the padding off and all this other stuff. He went under the ring and got all his goodies out, but she's like, "No, we're gonna stay in the ring and we're gonna do this."
And he drug Yano into fighting his match, wrestling his match.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less to a point.
Yeah, to a point. And ultimately, now there's a point where Ishii got this delayed vertical suplex. I'm like, man, he could have dropped him right then, right there. But, I ain't saying anything in this. He just called it out right after he got suplexed. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, isn't it obvious?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, but the match was still getting, Ishii got to go through his repertoire, and that's part of it. He, he tried sliding lariat and he got, crucifixed, and then he got the lariat, and anything Ishii would do, Yano had to counter for because they know each other that well. It's still a short match, and ultimately, after multiple attempted low blows and stuff, and Kevin Kelly going heel as hell on the damn mic,
along with Chris.
Yeah, along with Chris. Chris was like a regular heel.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Kelly was like, look, it's all underhanded as hell. That's where he was, being pesky, both of them. They know they wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so ultimately, Yano going for the backslide gets the Ric Flair special, that mule kick or back leg kick, and rolls up Ishii, and I'm like, man, that's a tight roll up and backslide. He had him. That was the absolute perfect backslide. If you ever see it and someone kick out, they earned that escape. Because he had his shoulders down, his elbows down, grasping the top of the shoulders with his hands. I was like, that's it. You know, I was like, that's tight. And then Ishii got pinned. Ishii lost. And I thought to myself, you know, Ishii might feel a way about this, but he also might be like, well, you know what? He got the low blow. I should have known because I know how he operates. He was just better at that day and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but as I said earlier, if Ishii loses to any of Yano's antics, I'm like, I'm like, what's Yano's next G1 match? Ishii. What's his pre-match? Ishii. What's his post-match? Ishii. Ishii gonna be waiting for him. She just like in the parking lot. Ishii.
Exactly.
So luckily, Yano won with his underhanded antics and not his cartoonish antics. That's the best I can say it. So an entertaining match, you know, mildly competitive. I would give it 2.5 stars.
Points.
You know, I thought it was cool. Thought it was good. And we're gonna get going to the next. We got 3 more matches. So let's roll. Following match: Takashi Yujiro versus Takagi Shingo. And look, the match started off, you know, okay, jump start by Yujiro, who can't even follow up on the jump start. So, you know, it's like a scary movie when the person that is the murderer, and then you got the one that's defending, and they got the knife and they stab him once
and run off.
It don't work that way. You know, you stab them again and again and again. So in this, you don't just, you know, oh, got you outside the ring. You know, I just shoulder blocked you outside the ring, and then I was standing there and looking around. No, you know, you get them and you stomp them. You know, at least every 2 to 3 seconds you stomp them. You know, Yujiro's like, nah, I'm gonna take my time because I'm an old pimp. You know,
I'm gonna stomp him. Then I'm gonna walk around real slow. Like I've been out here for 20 minutes wrestling.
Yujiro walks like Coco Beware trying to start his bird flap but don't know how to get it going. That's how he walk around. Any case, so the match was kind of more just lackluster and whatnot. And it didn't pick up until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
They, you know, Yujiro trying to get the count out.
Anytime that Shingo was on offense, it picked up whenever Shingo was whooping his ass.
Yeah, Yujiro has zero urgency. None. Nada. Zero. Zilch. Alright? He got zero urgency. And then what I pointed out, it took me a long time to figure out what was wrong with Yujiro. And it's not just that. But as I spoke before, when the match was getting started, I told Cedro, I said, he doesn't use any of the basics that the young lions have.
Mm-mm.
Everyone else, they got body slams. They got some urgency here and there. You know, Yujiro has none. He just said, I'm not a young lion anymore. I ain't dealing with any of it. Which means you can't really carry a match.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly.
And I'm sure he can, and I'm sure he would, but he don't show that. So in any case, once it's starting to get this count out thing, you know, Takagi gets back in the ring. You know, Yujiro gets him back out. We gonna do this. Yujiro has some deviousness and a little bit more urgency outside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But on the second time out, yeah, that's when it picked up for Yujiro. Yujiro was like, no, I'm hitting you. I'm doing this to you. I got pimp juice on. Okay, so I got the kneeling leg swung DDT. Yay! Okay. But he hit it, what, on the count of, 2 or 3? So that's way early.
Mm-hmm.
So Shingo recovers. They start fighting, throwing each other to the railing and stuff. You know? They battle, they're holding each other off. Shingo gets a hold of Yujiro, who's almost in the ring. Death Valley Driver. I'm like, Yujiro's finna lose. Again, via countout. Yujiro grabs Shingo's leg and holds him. And then it's a double count out.
Yep.
Mutual assured destruction.
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And now that's heelish. That's a heel thing that I can't get in. Neither will you.
Mm-hmm.
So they get 1 point instead of 2. And
it fucks up the point so that no matter what, Shin goes out.
Yep. Because he's only 1 point above 3 that are tied.
Mm-hmm.
Just 1. And
tied at 12. And Shingo's now got 13, so yeah.
Yeah, and of those 3, 1's gonna win. You know, bottom barrel least, 1's gonna win. Maybe 2. Maybe something strange is gonna happen. You know, but either case, I mean, this here pushes more of a storyline for Shingo and Yujiro. That's really all that is. And that's not bad. I just wish Yujiro could get his shit together.
I mean, there's no point in there being a storyline for Yujiro and Shingo if Yujiro can't rise to the fucking occasion and fucking perform. He is eternally flaccid.
Damn! I was about to say, don't look at her with hungry eyes if you can't get an erection. Why buy the condoms? It ain't working. You gonna put water in them? You know, so, but you know what? Look, let me straight up say this. Because it's easy to beat up on Yujiro. It's easy because it's, goddamn, it's Yujiro. But let me say this positive stuff. Okay? 1,
he's breathing.
He's got a good look. All right? In general, generally speaking, he's got a good look. Hold up. Generally speaking, Yujiro has a good look. It's all about presentation. He moves like an old wrestler. He acts like a wrestler that has given up on his career. And when you have that, there's no urgency, thus there's no danger. But if Yujiro had gusto, moxie, some life in him to get it done, and he showed that he's like got some authority and he wants to hurt you, it would all look different. He would look different in your eyes.
Yeah.
He would look dangerous. He's got a great arsenal of moves. High impact, damaging moves that don't look it because he doesn't have the urgency. He's got the tools, he's got the craft, he's got a decent look or a good look, but he lacks the urgency and drive. And I don't know if that's a personal thing, an office thing, or if it's both, or if he's got some crazy load of injuries or pains that keep him from rising to the occasion that he should be able to be at. You know, whatever it is, he's got literally, he's got a big box of tools. All right. He has opened it. He has used them, but they still look brand new because he hasn't put them to task. He hasn't got down and grinded with them. And he's very slow and careful to not mess them up because he wants them in mint condition. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. I want to have great hope for Yujiro. I really do. But the only ones that can honestly right now get him out of that, Bullet Club members, because he hang out with them. He know them. But at the same time, Office has to say, hey man, literally, whoever's in charge of booking, if it's Ghetto or whoever this new president is or whatnot, it is legitimately up to them to say, hey, we haven't used you here and there because of these reasons. Work on those things.
I think Ghetto still has it. Shingo is from a heel faction. He should have soundly whooped Yujiro's ass. As soon as the bell rang and it came down that he got 1 point, he should have stopped, talking to the ref and pointing, and went over there and just stomped the biggest mud hole in Yujiro's ass for a good 5 minutes. Just soundly whooped the shit out of him.
I agree. You can't wrestle for shit right now. you don't want to do your shit, but you can get a mutual count out, it's over, son.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just coming from a fan's point of view. You
Stomp
know,
a mud hole in him, fill it with sake, and drink it out and stomp it again. He should have whooped his ass.
Now I'll be honest with you, this is Cedra just marking out. She just marking. It's just mark right now. Max mark. You know, this is the finish they worked on. This is what they wanted. Anyone else would be pissed off at Ghetto or whoever the booker is. You know, but going on a fan's point of view, Cedra is beyond accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you gotta cater to the fans.
He fucked up Yujiro's. Yujiro fucked up Shingo's G1. Shingo performed well.
Yep.
And probably shouldn't have lost the match that he did lose. He should have messed him up as an example to the rest of them. As an example to him to not darken the ring with him in it ever again.
Are you gonna learn today, son? Nephew, niece. You gonna learn today. Alright. You know, Takahashi niece. Damn all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we got more matches to get to, and we're gonna get to them. So with that said, y'all, let's roll. Next match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tanga Loa. And this match, it's a story, you know, of a lovely family. You know what? I'm getting to the point where Zack can do no wrong, and it's annoying me because I want to hate him. At first I hated him for the right reasons, and then he fixed it. Imagine that. Imagine how cool that is. Because Zack he's just the Will Ospreay of submissions. You get tired of seeing the same old every damn match. Same old every match. Damn near a year. Same old. Nothing different. Same old. I'm like, y'all should maybe counter this. Just stay away, punch him in the eye. You know, it's the same old. Mm-hmm. And then Zack was like, guess what? I can do more. And he has added and added and added. He already knows World of Sports style. He already is a submission wrestler to the point where he ain't even thinking, his body is just reacting. You know, he's already got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if you couldn't see that before, then something's wrong. I could see that when I first saw him. But he just kept adding. He got strikes. He's got power moves. He's got, you know, technical moves. And tonight you got to see a full Nelson and stuff. I mean, honestly, I know that the full Nelson belongs to the power group, the big arm guys. I get that, you know, but it really belongs to the lean people. The full Nelson really belongs to them because they can get the deep hook in, and they can do way more than clutch their fingers. No, they can lace their wrists and bend your head forward and pull your arms back. And I mean back. It really belonged to them at first. And the full Nelson originally wasn't a submission hold. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a submission hold. It was basically a wear down hold. It was a good point for the wrestlers to talk and get the next parts of the match going. And then it became a submission hold. People were like, okay, we get it. You know, the big people use it as a submission. The smaller people use it as a transition. That's how that was. Mm-hmm. So that was good to see Zack has added that to his repertoire. That's really good. So I wrote notes from not beginning to end, but the more, because it was for them, how can I say this? It ain't their first meeting, so you know they know how to do this. Mm-hmm. But you could tell it was standard. But there were things that were unique to at least us, because we haven't seen this in a year. This is probably what the second match in, you know, I mean, because tag team, you know, so they're familiar.
Yeah, and we missed that period of familiarity.
Yeah, so they're familiar, so you can see they went through at points the motions. You can see it. And so going into this, my first thought was, I can't see Loa submitting. It don't seem right if he submit. I can see if he got caught with a Zack driver or a kick and pinned. I can see that. I can see getting counted out. I can see that, but I can't see him tapping. There's something about Tanga Loa I don't see him tapping. I'm not saying he has never tapped. I'm just saying visually, I can't see it.
And without a doubt, he had all the tools to whoop him.
Yes. Everything about Tonga Loa says, I can jack up your neck and be done with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that means Zach can't strike with him. That ain't going to work. And you know Zach wants to do that every once in a while. Zach can't do the power clotheslines. He's going to lose that. He can't do suplexes because that's Loa's wheelhouse. He's going to get up and he's going to get you back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was thinking going into this match. And I'm like, I wonder if it's going to play out like this. How well is my synopsis on this? You know, that's what I was thinking. But when it comes to submissions and wear downs, I'm like, Zach can annihilate Loa, but I can't see Loa tapping. So all the submission stuff I was thinking would be a wear down until he got a kick, a DDT, or something. And Loa was like, no, your DDT ain't gonna work either.
Mm-hmm. Big center block he hit.
Yes. So, wait. I'm gonna let y'all really know. I'm just checking to make sure it's still recording. Make sure I didn't hit the wrong button. Okay, so Zach, this is in the beginning. Zach takes a backdrop on the apron, rages out and slides off a bit, and then backdrops himself on the floor.
That was funny.
That was a chef's kiss of.
Because you know they were talking about that the mats are thin and nothing but gym floor underneath, and he got. Loa slammed Zach on his back several times out there on that floor.
That was funny. That was funny. Later, Loa does the standing moonsault. He improves on it. He's getting better at it on the standing moonsault. And then a little bit later after that, Loa, he lands a long distance diving headbutt to the bicep. You know, yanking a screech from Zach.
Yes, he did.
Shit!
It was quite the sound.
Now, Zach started this match off very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Loud, yelling, aggressive, submission landing. And I said, I wonder if he's going to lose, going on Cedra's hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm like, but see, I don't know, because these people, you know, singles-wise in G1, they've never met. This is Loa's first G1. So, they could have wrestled singles matches many times. But this is the G1. Now they get to show what they can do in a more competitive form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At one point, Loa was trying to get the clothesline. But Zach, with a series of spinning high kicks, he kept blocking the lariat. Sorry about the yawn. I'm not sleepy, not tired, just my body just jacked me up, so I just got to deal with it. So I'm sleepy even though I'm wide awake. And if I try to go to sleep, I just lay there awake, waking up even more. That's where I'm at. So I'm screwed one way or the other. You know, if I don't stab myself with a sword, I'm going to get cut. If I stab myself with a sword, then I'm not going to take any damage. That's
yeah, that's stuck.
Yeah, I'm screwed. It's got to be what it is, you know. And then this ain't the first time, but it's the third, where Zach lands a cross-leg octopus stretch. But this one, it just drains Loa of his end. You could see it. And
it was all spry before.
It was funny. I had to hold in my laugh because Cedra said some shit. What happened was Loa's in it, and Cedra goes, "You're near the ropes." And I was thinking, yeah. And Loa opens his eyes and he looks, then he starts reaching for the ropes. I was like, okay, he didn't know.
Sees it, yeah.
Yeah, you see it now. So then he stands up a little bit and you can see he's like, this is a lot. And he lifts his foot and takes a subtle step back. Then he takes a slight one forward, tries to step again and goes back, and she was like, "You have to go forward." And I had to hold myself. I had to hold my mouth. I had to keep my lips pinched together. I was like,
I mean, he was looking at it, man. I know that he had Zach on his back, but you don't want to tell your feet what to do.
And so what I said was, and this is how you kind of do things if you do commentary for wrestling, you have to explain things away immediately the best that you can. So what I said was, I say he's trying to go forward, but he just got drained of his energy, and he got a dude on his back. So when he tries to step forward, he loses balance, steps back, so he's going backwards. And as much as you want to go forward, it's hard. And that's what I explained. And to be truthful, that does come from personal experience. Wrestling with my cousins and they're playing, but they got me in like legit chokeholds at a young age. And it's like, okay, my windpipe ain't cut off. They got me around the sides of my neck, and I can feel this weird sensation of sleep trying to set in, and I'm like, they got a fucking sleeper on me. I think they got my artery. And I'm like, okay, the edge of the bed is the ring rope. So I got to get there, and I realized, oh shit. Because I can feel him cranking on it, and I'm like, he has no idea he's actually fucking me up. And so I grab the edge of the bed, and I'm just like, and he lets go, and I'm like, fuck. I was like, oh crap. And so, yeah, I get it. And that just drained. Loa was drained after that. He was just weakened, and Zach kept jumping on him, and DDTing and guillotine choking and arm stretches and trying to get him to the mat. Loa never went to the mat with a submission.
Nope.
It just hit me. He never went to the mat, because at one point I said, you drop to that mat, you're done.
And he knew it, because Zach kept trying to trap his foot.
Yes.
So he could get him in that, I think it was the Achilles hold or something.
Yes. Tried three times.
And Loa was like, nope, he maneuver and get that foot out.
Yep. Every time.
He would not let him take him down.
And then Zach lures him into trying the Izrigiri, and when Loa hits abdomen down, Zach runs up, traps him, rolls over. Now, normally, all these years, that's been called the Japanese leg roll clutch. But I guess because Zach is doing it, they're calling it the European clutch. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just respect to who's doing it. But yeah, it's the Japanese leg roll clutch, but the European clutch. Either way, it is what it is. Okay? And I don't know, maybe people in Japan back in the 90s got it from people over in Europe. I personally don't know. And if anyone out there does know, let me know so I can do this right. I want to be as accurate as I don't want to be right. I want to be accurate. Anyone can be right. I want to be accurate. So he does that, and just before he sets it in, Loa trips him up, rolls it over himself. He counters the Euro clutch with his own European clutch for the 3 count, and he wins.
He had him folded up, man.
And he had him folded tight. Zach wasn't going anywhere. I'm serious. You literally, you could have just put a rubber band around his thighs and bubble wrapped him and sent him somewhere.
God.
He was wrapped up tight. And I am happy for Loa.
Yeah.
He couldn't win the tournament after his 4th loss, but that don't mean he can't stop somebody else from winning it. So this keeps Takagi in it.
Yes, it does. At least for this match, we'll see. There's 2 more matches, right? Or one more match.
One more, and should be one more, and that's going to be the 12 versus 12. So one's going to get, one's going to get 14. So there's no choice.
Yeah,
ain't no choice. It is what it is. So, I'm happy for Loa. I think that was good. It was a good match. A lot to see. I suggest everyone watch this, but this was a really damn good singles match. I would give this 3.5 stars, not 4, 3.5. I think it was awesome. Just because it ain't 5-star don't mean it's not amazing.
Yeah.
It's still amazing. It just didn't have the elements of what a traditional 5-star, not modern 5-star. Because now we know the stars don't mean anything. And that sucks. If wrestling had one thing left, it was the star rating system. Yeah, one thing left, it was that.
That is all full of shit.
Anyway, let's roll. All right, next match. Final match. A block. This is early in the morning. It's early in the morning, and she just got work, so I'm going to blast through these notes. I only took notes on things that were unique to the match. Other than that, it was just just regular stuff as normal. which if they stuck to might have been all right, might have been actually a little better. Oh man. So Kenta plays games rolling out of the ring before they begin with light testing strikes and little punches and low kicks and whatnot. He goes to the outside, Kenta with grounded punches and jumped into the ring on 19, and ref stops counting for Ibushi to quickly enter. This ain't gonna be the only time this happens. Kenta with the hammer thrower to the exposed corner. That happened a little later. Well, not much later. Ibushi with the golden triangle to the outside, but it was blocked, and he crashed from the corner to the apron and then to the floor. Ibushi won't fare too well. They stay outside, and Ibushi drives Kenta way to the back, some side area and whatnot. You can see there's a bay door lowered, and Kenta gets the upper hand, throws Ibushi into that, and then Kenta takes Ibushi to the back. You can just hear fight sounds, which devalues the match, because in truth there should be a camera back there. One should have been able to go back there and view it, but they can't, so that devalued the match. Kenta gets back and runs to the ring on 18 while Ibushi struggles to walk. The ref flatly stops counting on 19, and Ibushi leaps into the ring. Honestly, Ibushi would have gotten to the ring at like 21. Yeah. Hold up. Okay. So, from jump, just to remind you, I had to write this. From jump, the commentators focus on Ibushi a lot and talk about his aspiration pneumonia, and they would not let up. They would not let up. Kenta gets a ref. This is much later. Kenta gets ref in the corner, shoves Ibushi to the ref, and tries a low blow. Ibushi pulls himself and the ref out the way. The ref is in the other corner, and Kenta charges, crashing Ibushi into the ref and the ref into the exposed padless corner. So his shoulder hit that. Hit the corner steel buckle.
And he fell out.
So since he was going to be out for a long time, Kenta got a chair, and Ibushi's like, bring it on. Kenta swings, Ibushi gets it from him after kicking him and stuff. And when Ibushi has it, Kenta's begging off and all this, and Ibushi throws the chair away. Ibushi goes outside, get a table instead, and sets it up on the floor. A little contrived, they fight and battle on the apron and whatnot, going back and forth. It's the same old that any other promotion does. And ultimately, they get to the floor. Ibushi gets Kenta on the table, kicks him, and then when he does, the table collapses.
On one side.
Yep, at the railing. So Ibushi climbs to the top rope, gets up there. He got that. It's a rarely seen look on Ibushi's face when it's like, I'm going to do something bad. Mm-hmm. And so, he can't set it back up. It would look bad, so they had to go with it. Mm-hmm. And he jumps, he dodges a splash. I think he's going to do something else. And then that's when he hit with a thud on the floor. It was epic. It was loud.
There was no table breaking.
Nope.
No body slapping. He hit Kenta and it went thud.
Yep, they barely really hit the table at all. Nope. Kenta was slid off and Ibushi hit him up in the upper body, so if anything was hurt, it might have been Kenta's back on the edge of the table that's kind of elevated off the ground. They both sold it, and then it went kind of silly because you hear the count. They should have been trying to get up immediately, or at least something by at least count of 7 or 10. They just laid there doing nothing, and then they both lay outside. Kenta gets up on 19 and a half. Then the ref just stops counting, and Ibushi gets into the ring, slides into the ring like he beat the count. Mm-hmm. Ref just stopped. Mm-hmm. So then Ibushi lands a good Kamagoye. Kenta kicks out. I was like, okay, they're building up to a 5-star match. Can't do it because they done jacked it up. They done everything to ruin it. Kenta attempts to counter another try to counter with a game over, but instead he hooks Ibushi, and Ibushi Ibushi looked like for a moment he was out on his feet for some weird reason. And Kenta he tried to slam his head into the exposed corner.
But Ibushi blocked it.
Yeah, and you could see he blocked it. There was no selling of the head hitting when it didn't know. It was a block. So even if the crowd couldn't see it on their angle, it was good. It looked good, and it was the right thing.
It was almost like Kenta didn't see it because he immediately tried to pin him.
Yeah. So Kenta takes Ibushi down into a pin and then gets an armbar submission or an arm submission of some kind. I couldn't see. I was typing and trying to glance up. And then Kenta runs Ibushi to the corner, rolls him up, but Ibushi kicks out. And Kenta, he hits the flying knee bomb, which they call Psycho Knee, and Ibushi kicks out. Then Kenta goes for the go to sleep, but is blocked, and a rising knee strike from Ibushi stuns him. And then from behind, you got the Enzui Kamigoye, and then the regular Kamigoye for the win. And Ibushi wins his 4th G1 in a row with 14 points.
G1 block.
G1 block. Yeah, he won G1 block, A block. He won, and that's it. You know, I would give this at best 4 stars because of all the tomfoolery and the flubbery and all this. But it could have been a 5-star if they left all that crap out. That's how I see that.
Yeah, but that's what Kenta's doing this G1, so they put it in there.
Yep. So that's what does this. You just got to get to work. She got about 3 or 4 minutes to log in and whatnot. And you know what? This match could have been so much better, but it wasn't. It just wasn't. And they, like I said, these two could have put on a 5-star match. But just think about this.
Bye, y'all.
And just think about this. If Naito was in this, Kenta wouldn't have been in the finals for this block. So that's something to think about. So look, when we get out of here, this has been Cedric Kennedy and yet for Cedric Owens, CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax 31, day 17. We getting there, y'all. We getting there. And we're not worn out, just sick. Think about it. We get sick and we can do this, but when we're well, we can't. Something ain't right with that. Something ain't right. We gotta fix this economy. Thank y'all for your time, patience, and energy. Thank you for listening. You know, we appreciate it. We really do. Oh man, I need a break. And so look, stay safe. Glove up, mask up, wash up, all that stuff. All right. Keep yourself and others safe. All right. Please do that. Very important. We want to live. All right. We want to live, and we want to get things, you know, so we can just go out and do what we got to do and do what we want to do without all this other stuff and precautions and whatnot. All right. So thank you for your time. Good night, everyone. See you next time.